Hare Krishna, Nita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vrinda Gandharvi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Anita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Seems like you are in a hurry, Mataji. Please slow down. Hare Bol.
Sorry, Mataji, I was a bit fast.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. This is Preeti Ulasni Devidasi from Atlanta. Thank you, Mataji, for your beautiful chanting of Bhagavad Gita and warmly welcoming all of us. Hare Krishna.
Angelo. We didn't see anything, Angelo. Keep getting jambo.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day and encouraging all of us. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Danvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Okay, I think we can start, Mataji. Since Prabhuji is here, we can start. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to the next session, that is the Glories of Sita Mata, and today's class will be given by His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhu. Before moving on to the call, I would like to read the Prabhupada's quote of today. So it is a letter to Gurudas on May 16, 1970. Prabhupada has written, when we are spiritually perfect, we develop the spiritual form to live eternally in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, there are exactly the same things as we see here, namely the land, water, trees, birds, beasts, human beings, etc. And all of them are spiritual, as all the varieties are here are material. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I once again welcome all of you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please welcome to the
Hare
call.
Krishna.
And we are waiting for the class. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Anita Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Am I audible, Mataji? Is it loud and clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. First and foremost, my humble obeisances unto all the assembled Vaishnavas and very senior most Vaishnavis who are present here. My humble Dandavats. Very happy to be back amongst Bhakti Sanga Japa group. Again, amongst the festivities. Today is a great day in terms of festivities. Today is the disappearance day of Sri Madhu Pandit. Today is also the appearance of two divine mothers, Srimati Janava Devi and also Srimati Sita Devi. So today we're going to speak especially about glories of Mother Sita. Before I start, I would like to thank each and every one of you, as today is such a glorious day and there are festivities across the world. There are very wonderful speakers who have been speaking about this subject matter. You have kindly given us the time and your association here for my purification. So I'm very, very grateful to each and every one of you who are present here and who are here to hear about the glories of Mother Sita. Of course, what to speak of one's mother is very difficult. But they say that with the blessings of all the Vaishnavas who are assembled, with the blessings of Guru, with the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, blessings of Acharya, and blessings of Hanuman and Lord Ramchandra, anything is possible. However, I would like to take their blessings before I even try to attempt to speak even a tiny, minuscule particle of glories of Mother Sita. So before I even speak, I would like to do the Mangalacharan and take the blessings and also the wonderful Ashirvachans of all the commentaries of the Acharyas and their permissions before we start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girip Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Shakham Vande Dev Valmiki Kokilam. So I welcome each and every one of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa group class, where today we are going to speak about a divine personality, and a divine personality who is known to each and every one of us right from childhood. Who is that? It is none other than Mother Sita. As we grow up in our life, it is very common that we all hear the pastimes of Lord Rama and Krishna. At least in the Vedic traditions, these pastimes of the Lord were narrated in each and every household. And centrally, one of the most favorite stories for all children as they grew up was Ramayana. Why? Because the characters in Ramayana were so attractive, so wonderful. And one of the most principal character was, of course, Lord Ram, but it was all the glories of Mother Sita as well. Sita Ram, the divine couple, are glorified in the pages of Ramayana time and time again. Valmiki, as a very wonderful way of narration in his Mahakavya called as Ramayana, has given so many windows of opportunity for us to delve deep into the world of Mother Sita. So today we are going to speak, because it is her auspicious appearance day. There are many topics that we can speak about Mother Sita, but specifically today it is her appearance day. So we'll be specifically talking about her appearance and the details about her appearance. We all know how she appeared from Mother Earth, but we will be talking a little bit in detail of her appearance as spoken by her father, as spoken by herself, which is given in Ramayana. So it's best to hear from the personality herself that how she appeared on this planet. So before we start, we have to be having a great sense of gratitude to all the previous commentators, without whom we can never even understand the hidden currents and the beautiful shlokas that is going to flow through Ramayana. It is not what our eyes meet and what we see as shloka. What comes across are the greatest ecstatic commentary from our acharyas. Like Srila Prabhupada once mentioned very clearly that these purports are my ecstasies. The purports of Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami purports are real ecstasies of Srila Prabhupada. Those are his realizations. Those are his ecstasies. So when we read those purports and those commentaries of Srila Prabhupada, we get the same access into the mood of Srila Prabhupada. So one such book that he wrote was none other than Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, you all might be thinking we started with Ramayana, now we are slowly going to Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are going to Chaitanya Charitamrita because we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas. For us, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the all and end all for everything. Gaur and Nitai are our worshipable deities. And that is why we proudly call ourselves as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Rupanugas, because we follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu himself mentions about Mother Sita. And while he mentions about Mother Sita, we should actually try to hear from Mahaprabhu what does he mention about Mother Sita. And since it is her appearance day and we will all like to take her darshan, let us see from Chaitanya Charitamrita what is Mahaprabhu going to mention and Srila Prabhupada's translation. So we'll start our class with that mood of Mahaprabhu. So this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is in Madhya Leela, chapter number 9, shloka number 191. And this particular chapter is very wonderful, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling this shloka. Ishvara prayasi Sita Chidananda Murti Prakrita Indiri Era Tanre Dekhite Nahi Shakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. He's conversing and he's continuing. Sita Devi, the dearmost wife of Supreme Lord Ramchandra, certainly has a spiritual form full of bliss. No one can see her with material eyes, for no materialist has such power. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself, who is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, is speaking very highly of Sita Devi. And he is mentioning that first is the dearmost wife of Supreme Lord Ramchandra. In fact, dearmost, when we use, it seems like there are many wives, but in Lord Ramchandra's pastime, there were only two wives. Many of you will say two wives. There were only one wife. He was Ekapatni Vrata. But our greatest acharyas, like Vedanta Deshika, they mention that there are two wives. Who is the second wife? The Padukas are the second wife. Because the Padukas never left the feet of the Lord. They were always with the Lord wherever they go. So, and Bharata also worshipped the Padukas, and they were more closer to the Lord's lotus feet. Mother Lakshmi was serving the lotus feet, but one who is always on the lotus feet, that is the Padukas. But from a principal perspective, we all know Lord Ramchandra maintained the Ekapatni Vrata, and that is Mother Sita was the one whose hand he won in the Swayamvar, which was arranged in Mithila. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Ishvara Prayasi Sita. Ishvara Prayasi. Ishvara means the Lord, the Supreme Lord. Prayasi. Prayasi means the dearmost. Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Namo. So Prayasi means the dearmost. So who is the dearmost of our Ishvara, of our Lord? Sita. Mother Sita. Chidananda Murti. Chit and Ananda. She has a very spiritual, blissful form. Chit means spiritual and Ananda means blissful. So Chidananda, but this is not energy. She is not energy. She has a form. Of course, she is energy and the Lord is energetic, but she has a form in the form of Sita Devi. Prakrita, in the era, that means any material person with the help of the senses. Tanre dekhite nahi shakti. They cannot meet eye to eye and see the glories of Sita Devi. So this actually verse has two meanings. One meaning is to say one cannot see the supreme spiritual blissful form of Mother Sita if one has materialistic eyes. In fact, I find this shloka very wonderful for many others who keep asking this question whether it was Chaya Sita or Maya Sita or where. So if Ravana, who is having all materialistic lustful eyes, he will be never able to see this beautiful form of Mother Sita. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's verdict. Tanre dekhite nahi shakti. he does not have. So we can definitely proudly claim that according to our Gaudiya Bhashya, that Mother Sita was never touched by Ravan. It was the Chaya Sita. I really take inspiration from this shloka because Ravana, being the materialist and having material vision of eyes, of lusty eyes, he can never see the spiritual blissful form of Mother Sita. So this is a very wonderful shloka mentioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At the same time, a little ahead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues to glorify Mother Sita. And what is her quality? She is a Pativrata Shiromani. Shiromani means that the topmost. If you want to take the names of the topmost chaste women, and amongst the most chaste women, she is one of the topmost chaste women that you can ever get. And who is mentioning this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning this. So you can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how high standards he might have, and his ranking. In his ranking, Sita Devi takes the number one spot amongst the chaste women. So he says, Pativrata Shiromani Janaka Nandini Jagatere Mata Sita Ramera Grihini. It's a very wonderful shloka. It's a very simple shloka that everybody can remember on this day. Pativrata Shiromani. So this is very clear. Amongst all the chaste women, she is the supreme. And who is she? She is Janaka Nandini. She is the daughter of King Janaka. But at the same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying she is also the daughter of she is also the mother of three worlds. What are the three worlds? All the three worlds that are there, she's the mother, she's the Janani. Jagatera Mata Sita and Ramera Grihini. And she is the wife of Lord Ramchandra. What a beautiful, just like the Ramaya Ramabhadraya verse. I like this verse very much because this talks about all the relationships of Mother Sita. Pativrata Shiromani, this talks about her occupation. For a wife, her husband is everything. In fact, in the Vedic tradition, it is mentioned that in the Vedic marriage, when it happens, the wife takes a vow that she will see her husband like in a deity form. In a sense, not like in a worshipable deity form. She sees her husband as the all and end all to be served. Right? And similarly, the husband also takes a vow to protect the wife mentally from physical disturbances, internally, externally. The husband also takes this vow. So, in a Vedic marriage, it is very pertinent that the wife actually takes care of the husband and attends to all the needs of the husband. So, this chastity is one of the greatest virtue, and this has to be taught right from the young age. Today, in the schools and colleges, chastity, celibacy, these are the topics that are not being spoken about. And there is a taboo that if chastity and celibacy is followed, then the civilization is very archaic or the civilization is very downtrodden. They believe in complete freedom of senses. But no, here we understand that chastity is a great power to young women as well as for womanhood. Similarly, celibacy for the men is a great boon to their character. So here, Pativrata Shiromani, she is the topmost chaste woman and she is Janaka Nandini. What is her beautiful name? Her name is Jagatera Mata Sita. And in fact, this word Sita comes from the word Tasi. Tasi means the plow. And this plow or the seed drill, which was used by Janaka, the original name of Janaka is called as Siradhwaja. This is also in Srimad Bhagavatam. We can see Srila Prabhupada's purports. Siradhwaja, he was known as Janaka. And one day while he was plowing the field, he got this beautiful baby girl who came out of Mother Earth. That is why one of her name is also Bhumija or also Avanija. Avani or Bhumi. These are also words for Mother Earth. Ja means one who is born out of. Bhumi Ja, Shiti Ja. Avanija means one who is born out of Shitija, that means earth. Bhumija, what means from Mother Bhumi, and Avanija means born out of earth. So all these terms are used for Mother Sita, and the plow which struck the baby girl when she was actually appearing on the earth, that plow is known as Tasi, and the reverse of that is Sita. So Sita is what she is commonly known, and she is very fondly called as Janaka Nandini. And she is Ramera Grihini. She is the householder of, she is the wife of Lord Ramchandra. So because here we are seeing the word Janaka Nandini, I am going to now transport you slowly from Chaitanya Charitamrita to Janak Maharaj himself. So for that, we have to go to Valmiki Ramayana. And in Valmiki Ramayana, before we start Valmiki Ramayana, we have to first see what Valmiki says in the Balakanda. Many people, when they speak about Ramayana, they say Ramayana, Ramayana, Ramayana. That means the epic of Lord Ram, the epic, the beautiful legend of Lord Ram, the great valor of Lord Ram. But here is the poet, the author of this Mahakavya of Ramayana. What is his thought process when he wanted to coin the term of this entire book? So please open the doors of your heart. Please open the eyes of your heart and try to transport yourself into this vision of when Lava and Kusha, they both are standing on the pedestal and they have been told to sing and tell the beautiful narration of Ramayana. And here they are in front of Lord Ram. They are going to speak about this Ramayana. At that time, they are first introducing their guru, that is Valmiki, and they are saying that how he taught them, how he, Valmiki, taught Lava and Kusha this beautiful Mahakavya. So they are saying this particular shloka. This is in Balakanda, Sarga number 4, text number 6. No, 7. Text number 7. Kavyam Ramayanam Kritasnam Sitayascharitam Mahat Paulastya Vadha Mityevam Chakara Charita Vrataha. So this is Lavakusha singing, and they say, first say, Chakara Charita Vrataha. Chakara Charita Vrata means the sage who had observed all the sacred vows. Who is that? Valmiki. He is a great sage who had taken all the wonderful vows, all the sacred vows. What did he do? He wrote a very great epic Kavyam. He wrote a Mahakavya, the first poetry of the world. And what is that Kavya called? Ramayanam. It is called as Ramayana, the legend of Rama. But actually, he wanted to call it as Sitaya's Charitam Mahat. He actually wanted to call it as Sitaya Charitam Mahat, means the sublime legend of Sita. In fact, the whole Ramayana, Lord Rama's name would have not appeared. Valmiki was so enticed to call Ramayana as Sitayam Charitam. That means this is the story about, or the legend about Mother Sita. This is the position of Sita that he wanted to give after writing the whole Kavya. Everybody today glorifies Lord Ram, talks about Ramayana, but the author himself wanted to give the name Sitaya's Charitam Mahat. And what is being spoken in that? Paulastya Vadamityevam. And it talks about the elimination of Ravana, which is Paulastya Vadam, the son of Pulastya, and the elimination of Ravana. So basically, there are two topics in the Ramayana. One, this is the topic of the glories of Mother Sita, and the other is the killing of Ravana. So this is what Krishna actually said in the Bhagavad Gita. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In that shloka, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam. Sadhu means one who is already protected by the Lord. But now the Lord is saying, I will come to protect you, one who is protected. So this is very interesting. Sadhu means one who is protected by the Lord. But the Lord says, Paritranaya sadhunam. So does that mean you don't protect? Because if I am called sadhu, that means I am already under protection. But you are saying you will come down to protect me. That means either I am not in protection or your protection has some flaws. No, the Lord says you are in protection, but I'll come to further protect you because I want to have transcendental pastimes with my devotees who are constantly protected by me. So paritranaya sadhunam, that means to actually give pleasure to all the devotees. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to kill the enemies, I appear. So Sitaya's Charitam Mahat actually talks about the wonderful pastimes with Mother Sita. And this is her position. This is her glory, that the whole kavya, the whole part is actually depending on Mother Sita. So we called her as Janaki Nandini. So we have to go to the section where she is being mentioned by Janak Maharaj himself. So this comes in Balakanda, Sarga 66, Shloka number 13, where Janaka Maharaj is giving an entire repository of events. He is recounting the events and he is talking about the narration of the bow which was given by Lord Shiva. In that, he says, yes, Lord Shiva gave this great bow and all of them blessed this and it is coming in our parampara. By the way, I want to tell you something, how I got this great daughter. Because this whole bow and this whole ceremony is being arranged for this wonderful divine daughter of mine. What is her name? Her name is Sita. So what is Janaka Maharaj going to say? This is being mentioned here. Atame krishatah kshetram langala dutita mama kshetram shodayata labda namna siteti vishruta. Later, this is Janak Maharaj's words. As I said, this is directly going into that particular arena, that location where Janak Maharaj is speaking how he found Mother Sita. So this is not any other narration, this is directly his words. Later, when I was plowing the ritual field, Atame Krishataha Kshetram. Kshetram means the field. Krishataha. I was plowing those field. Then, raised by the plow, that is the furrow, all right, gained, and she was a baby girl. Langita Duta Mama. When he was plowing the field, there was a little raise in the plow, and he saw a very beautiful baby girl. And this happened when he was actually plowing the field. Similarly, what is the hidden meaning and understanding is that when we are plowing our heart, which is actually the kshetra of bhakti, right? And we are sowing the seeds of devotion. Guru is sowing the seeds of devotion. Balaram, with his plow, he is removing all the weeds and putting the seeds of devotion. Then it is also blessed with the mother of devotion. Hare Krishna means Hare is the spiritual potency of Srimati Radharani. So this entire process which is happening is then the mother of devotion blesses that devotion. The mother of the three worlds blesses that devotion, and then Ram Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti starts to sprout in that field of Bhakti. And hence she was found. So say Kshetra Shodayita Labdha Namna Siteti Vishruta. Vishruta means that this is how she was known across the three worlds, and her name is known as Sita. Because the plow is known as Tasi, she's known as Sita. Okay, very wonderful. In a very simple words, he mentioned, but the next thing he is going to mention is very, very wonderful. He says, Bhutala Duttita tu Vyadharta Mamatatmaja Virya Shulkayati me Kanya Sthapaye Mayo Ayonija. So this he uses this term called as Ayonija. While the previous verse he says, I got her out of Mother Earth, he is clarifying to everyone this girl who I received in that field She is not born, or she's a non-uterine birth. She is not born from anybody's womb. She has appeared. That is why we mention it as Sita Devi's appearance day. So she appeared from the surface of Mother Earth. And she's such a divine girl that she appeared from Mother Earth. That's why she's called as Avanija. Huh? And she's also called as Ayonija. Yoni means the uterine birth, which is coming from a mother, and she is Ayonija. So she is not born out of any womb. She is born purely out. She has appeared and from Mother Earth. Hence, she is also called as Sita, Ayonija, Bhumija, Shitija, and she is also called as Avanija. And what is his resolve? His resolve is, because it is the marriage day, I would like, because she's such a great girl who has appeared in this fashion and she is a divine personality. So I would also like to give her hand only to that boy who has boldness, courage, valor, and that will be my dowry. So, this dowry of taking in the marriage was not always of wealth. Look at the dowry that Janak Maharaj is demanding. He is saying that the Kanya Shulkam or the Kanya Shulka, or it is called as the dowry, is actually the valor, the courage, because she is such a divine personality. To protect her, we need a divine personality. So this is Janaka Maharaja's words of how he sees his daughter. This is a father's words. And it is very important that today, on the appearance day of this beautiful Mother Sita, it is very great to hear Janak Maharaja's words of how he got Mother Sita in his hands and how great he sees his daughter as. But this question always remains in that. This is Janak Maharaja's version. But has Sita Devi ever spoken about herself, how she was born? It is very interesting to know her own perspective or how she remembers her birth, because she might have been told by Janak Maharaj how she was born. So, this is also an interest factor that some devotees would like to listen. And Sitaya's Charitam Mahat or Ramayana does not disappoint us. Because what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? Janaka Nandini. So we saw how she is Janaka Nandini today. Another thing that she mentioned was, another thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned was, she is the epitome, she is the supreme of all chaste ladies, chaste women. So we have to go to that section of Ramayana when the conversations are happening between two chaste women. Where is this conversation? This conversation appears itself in Ayodhya Khanda. We covered Balakanda, covered Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now we are jumping to Ayodhya Kanda. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that Mother Sita is chaste amongst the supreme chaste woman amongst all the women. So we have to go to this conversation. Ayodhya Kanda, Sarga 118, and somewhere in 23, 24, 20, 24, 25 shlokas, we see this 26, 27 shlokas, we see this beautiful narration. What is the context? Again, open your eyes, open your hearts, and move yourself from Balakanda, how Janaka Maharaj mentioned, to this place. Now, Mother Janaki and one who is Mother Sita, she is grown up and she is visiting the hermitage. It is already Ayodhya Kanda. They have been banished to the forest, and and she is going along with Lord Ramchandra, and she is going to all the places where the munis and the saints are living. And now she has come to the sage of Atri's ashram. And in Atri's ashram, she meets a very great saint, and who is none other than Anusuya. And everybody would have heard this name, Anasuya. She is also the mother of Dattatreya, and she is also the daughter of Kardama and Devahuti. So she is also the wife of Atri Muni, and she is known also as one of the most chaste women. And here, what happens is the conversation keeps going on between Mother Sita and Anasuya, and Mother Sita very beautifully speaks glories about Mother Anasuya. And she seeks blessings from her because the marriage has just happened a couple of years ago, and now she has come with her husband, and she is taking blessings from senior Matajis. This is a greatest lesson for all grihasthas. Whenever the grihasthas, they go to elderly grihasthas house, saintly devotees house, and if they are elder to us, immediately we should fall on the feet and take blessings. Because a grihastha means there is lot of trials and tribulations. There is problems within the family, there is problems by relatives, there is problems by external world, there is problems by financial, there's problems due to the mind, there is problems due to compatibility, there is problems due to understanding. And in between all these problems, one has to maintain their bhakti and worship the Lord on a daily basis and chant their 16 rounds. This is not an easy task. Srila Prabhupada has given us a very great signs of how this can be done, but this still is not an easy task. But it can be made easy, very, very easily, and that is by falling at the feet of vanaprasthis or elderly grihasthas and taking their blessings. And falling at the feet of chaste women, once you take the blessings, all the impediments get kicked out of the way. So Mother Sita was very happy to see Anasuya and she glorified her. And when Mother Sita glorified Anasuya, saying that you are the epitome of chastity, Mother Anasuya felt so wonderful. She immediately brought the forehead of Mother Sita and kissed her on the forehead as a mother. So, what a motherly affection shown to the mother of three worlds, which is Mother Sita. And after kissing her forehead, she said, out of love, like a mother, I feel I should give a boon to you. I should give a boon to you and I should give you some gifts. And what do women like as gifts? They like some armlets, they like some bangles, they gave some perfume, she gave some cosmetics, and all this is coming in the forest. So Mother Sita accepted all those gifts. And while she accepted all those gifts, Anasuya said, I got the report. I got this report that how you won the hand of Lord Ramchandra. I heard about this great Swayamvar, but I would like to know in detail. So she says in the 25th shloka, she says that, oh Sita, I wish to hear that narrative in detail. Can you please tell me how this marriage happened? So the question is of marriage, how you won Lord Ram's hand. But here is Mother Sita, she is beginning to explain. Then Sita obediently answered, saying, hear me, okay? I'm going to tell you, please hear me. And she is going to tell the tale of Swayamvara to that virtuous woman, Anasuya. But where does she start? She starts of how she was born. And that is the topic, my dear devotees. We might not talk into the Swayamvara, which everybody has heard, but now we are going to hear Mother Janaki speak how she was born. Mithila Adipatir Viro Janako Nama Dharmavit. Look at the starting statement of Mother Sita. It is gratitude, and gratitude all the way. Janak Maharaj is so grateful that he got a daughter like Sita. And Mother Sita is saying, I am so grateful that I was born in the house of Janak Maharaj. Mithila Adipati Viro Janako Nama Dharmavit, a great dharma, a great dharmavit, a great righteous person known as King Janaka ruled the kingdom of Mithila. Shatra Dharmanya Abhirato Nyayata Shasti Medinim. And he was duty and he was having a full warrior, he was duty of his Kshatriya duties and he was ruling the entire earth in a very befitting manner. At that time, what happened? Tasya Langala Hastasya Karshatha Kshetra Mandalam Aham Kila Uttitha Bhitva Jagatim Nripate Sutta. She is also mentioning the same event which we just spoke about from Janak Maharaj's perspective. Tasya Langala Hastasya Karshataha. That means he was furrowing a territory of land and he was actually plowing the field, a small territory of land. And he was holding what? Kshetra Mandalam Langala Hastasya Karshataha. He was holding a plow in his hand. And it is said, Aham Kila Uttitha. This is a very important word. She also says, Uttitha. I came forth. She never uses the word I was born. She says, I came forth from the surface of the, or from the earth. I came forth. So that is why we say Sita Mata's appearance day. Aham Kila Uttitha Bhitva Jagati Nripate Sutaha. And I became the daughter of that king. And hence I am called as Janaka Nandini. What a wonderful way of she mentions this, right? So with Anusuya, she mentions this beautiful. And what happened? How did Janaka react? Janaka, who was immediately, he took her in his hands and he was absorbed in scattering handfuls of seeds. Actually, he was throwing the seeds at that time. And when his plow hit, and when that plow hit this little baby girl, and she appeared, she came to the surface, her entire body was covered with dust. Hiranyavarnam Harihi. She's Mother Lakshmi. She's golden in color. And in that golden color, that Mithila's dust was sprinkling on her limbs. What a beautiful sight it would have been. Uh, and then she says, with full affection, my father, Janaka. And she has accepted already Janaka as her father. Anapattena cha sahodraha anakam aropya cha swayam mama iyam tanaya itya uktva sneho mai nipattitaha. Mama iyam tanaya. She says, oh, Janaka Maharaj said, oh my daughter, oh my daughter. And with lot of love and affection, he placed her on his lap, and with affection, I have been always with her. Mama iyam tanaya. These are the words which Janaka Maharaj said in the marriage. Iyam Sita Mama Suta. So Iyam and Mama, the Tanaya is Suta. So these three words, what Mother Sita is also mentioning, these are the words that Janak Maharaj used in the marriage as well when she gave Sita to Lord Ramchandra. Of course, we have heard many times how many different meanings of this verse is there, what Janak Maharaj mentioned about. We're not going to talk about it because today the time is very less. And we are going to specifically speak about Mother Sita only. So Iyam has got 10 meanings. Iyam Sita Mama Suta, that entire verse, each word has multiple meanings. And she uses the same kind of words here. Mama Iyam Tanaya Itya Uktva Sneho Mai Nipatitaha. Then he held me on his lap. And in this way, and at that time, there was a Shri Ravani. There was a resounding sound in the sky. Antarikshe chavagutva apratima manushi kila evam etana narapate dharmena tanayavatava. So the camera is focusing to the exteriors. Of course, the tears are rolling, the happy tears are rolling from the eyes of Janak Maharaj. He's so affectionately keeping this divine child on his lap. And at that time, a voice resembling of a human being in the air above me rang out saying, O king, let it be so. This divine child without a match is a daughter to you rightly. She is a daughter to Janak Maharaj. This was announced. So why it said let it be so? Because Janak Maharaj from his heart, he mentioned, oh my daughter, Mother Sita. She is Avanija. She is Ayonija. She is Bhumija. She is Kshitija. She is the daughter of Mother Earth. She is not the daughter of Janaka. But the minute Janak Maharaj established the connection and said, you are my daughter, the Ashivani, the sound, resounding sound in the sky said, let it be so. Let it be so that you are none other than the daughter of Janak Maharaj. So this is very beautiful to see, my dear devotees. How Mother Sita was born is very beautifully mentioned by Mother Sita herself to Anasuya. And this is what we have to understand, that she is an epitome and she is a greatest example for us of how to serve Lord Ram. How did she do that? She did that by showing us very clearly during the Ayodhya Kanda. When Lord Ramchandra sleeps on the grass, Mother Sita also sleeps on the grass. She showed that what is important is following in the footsteps of the Lord and the devotees. She showed that serving Lord Ram is the highest important activity. She chose not the material opulences of Ayodhya. She chose association of the Lord as the greatest opulence. So this is also another great learning that Mother Sita tells us, that whenever we seek the association of devotees, that has to be given more importance than the material opulences of comfort and rest, which we always try to look at, or our senses would like to be attracted to. One has to be always choosing God's association or the Lord's association. She is actually the Swamini of the whole world. She is Jagan Mata. She should be treated with royalty, but she walked with barefoot. She allowed thorns which were on the road to Dandakaranya, and she stepped on them and they pricked her. She is the Jagan Mata. She should be treated with royalty, but she accepted these hardships again to facilitate the pastimes of the Lord. She is the mother of all three worlds, Jagan Mata. But she bowed down to Anasuya. She bowed down to everyone, all the saints, all the rishis, all the devotees. This shows her simplicity. This shows Mother Sita is exemplifyingly telling us the quality of humility. She is the source of all opulence. She is Mahalakshmi herself, but she remained simple. She did not object to the entire Kavya being called as Ramayana. In fact, it was glories about her, Sitayam Charitam Mahat. But she chose a simple living in Valmiki ashram in raising her kids, Lava and Kusha, who spread this Ramayana by singing aloud each nook and corner of the world. She is energy herself. The Lord is energetic. She is the supreme energy of the Lord. But she showed that she is helpless. She showed that without the Lord, the energy is nothing but helpless. The Lord is the source of all energy. He is energetic. And with the Lord, the energy makes sense. Without the Lord, the energy and the energetic, when they are separated, then there is not much of activities that can be done. So that is why between Ram Navami and Sita Navami, we have Hanuman Jayanti. Why? Because Hanuman actually brings together Lord Ram and Sita. So we have the Guru, we have the spiritual master. In fact, this is one of the secrets that Ramanujacharya learned when he went and heard Ramayana 18 times. That Mother Sita is playing the part. She is not a Jivatma, but she's showing as if she's acting as a Jivatma. And she's showing this fact that as a Jivatma, when you are away from the association of the Lord, then we need spiritual masters like Hanuman crossing over the material ocean and rescuing us from the material world, which is like Ashok Vatika. So this is another great example that Mother Sita is showing that she is the source of all energy, but she is showing herself as helpless. She is also as Kali, Chandi, etc. She can kill all demons. She's so ferocious. All of these are her expansions. She can kill all these demons, but she let herself be held by the hair and dragged by Ravan. Why? She wants to cooperate with the pastime. She wants Lord Ram to come, and she wants the rishis and the munis to whom Lord Ram has taken the vow, that being successful. So she wonderfully takes care of this aspect as well, that she cooperates with the Lord's pastimes. Though she is capable of killing the demons, she says, no, let me be dragged by Ravan, but let Lord Ramchandra come. She is Jagan Mata, and she, as Bhumi Devi's daughter, she is the one who gives food for everyone. She gives food for ants, she gives food for elephants, she gives food for all living entities. Be it the biggest of the whales in the sea or the biggest of the mammals and the animals on the land. She gives food for everyone. But what does she eat herself? Only leaves and fruits in Ashok Vatika. And she shows the world of simplicity to say that association of Lord Ram is more important. So I will take leaves, I will take fruits, and I will wait here. I will maintain my life because I want to see Lord Ramchandra. She, by her recommendation to Lord Ramchandra, can give liberation to anyone. If she recommends, Lord Ram, this squirrel, this trijata, this Hanuman, all of them have actually served me. Please consider them. Lord Ramchandra cannot say no. She is the one who can give liberation, but she herself is imprisoned in Ravana's court. Why? Again, to make her husband victorious in this pastime, to ensure that the vow of her husband to the Munis, to the sages, that he will protect them and he will get rid of all the asuras, are completely protected. So she undergoes imprisonment, though she can liberate by recommending it to the Lord. By her recommendation, liberation can be awarded. This is her position. She is spiritual source of all bliss. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned, that she has Chid Ananda. That means she is spiritual form of all bliss. But how is she sitting? She is sitting in a sad way in Ashoka Vatika, away from Ram. She's showing the Vipralamba Bhav, that the separation and union has got its own highest merits. So she's saying the joy of separation is to look out for the joy of union. That means to come together with Lord Ram. So she's looking at those Ashoka Vatika. She's looking at the sky. She's looking at the land. She's looking at, will somebody tell me about Lord Ramchandra? Huh? And she's the one whom everybody reaches out to when there is injustice happening to them. All the Jivatmas, they run to the mother and say, Mother, it is very harsh on me. This is not the way things have to be done to me. I am facing all wrong allegations against me. So I am going through injustice. Can't you be merciful unto me? Everybody goes to Mother Sita to complain about the injustice that is happening. And she herself takes sometimes the injustice that has happened. Because everybody talks about the injustice that happened, that she was banished, though it is a pastime of its own. But she willingly, though she is the resource, she is the source of all the solutions, she herself goes through trials and tribulations. So, what great 10 things that she teaches us? She teaches us how to serve the Lord. She teaches us simplicity. She teaches through her life, Sitayam Charitam, by her Charita, she teaches us how to be chaste. She teaches us how to be subordinate to our seniors. All these beautiful things that she teaches us. She teaches us mostly importantly that in sadhana bhakti, while we have material pleasure of the senses, we should choose God's association, Krishna's association, and association of devotees. She tells us how to be humble irrespective of whatever is our status of age, whatever our qualification or our initiation date. It doesn't matter. One has to be humble in the service of the Lord. She teaches us simplicity, which is the motto of life of a bhakta. She teaches us true bliss is only achieved when we are in the association of devotees and the Lord. She teaches us that our desire is inferior. Aligning with the spiritual Lord's desire is superior. Our desire of how to achieve things is inferior, but the Rama's desire is superior. And whatever is Rama's wish should be my wish. So this is the great learnings that she teaches. So it looks like when we narrate this, she was born out of the earth. She is Janakanandini and she is so soft as a personality, but let us not mistake her. She is also fiercely strong when it comes to communication. Her communication methodology is a book to be read through Ramayana. And we would end this lecture just speaking about a simple act which is done by her. While she is in Ashoka Vatika, Ravana keeps trying to knock on her doors, comes to Ashoka Vatika, tries to cajole her to leave Lord Ramchandra's company and accept Ravana as her husband. So every time Ravana approaches Ashoka Vatika, she brings her veil and she tries to cover herself and not see Ravana, because she cannot see anybody else other than Lord Ramchandra as her husband. She doesn't like to see any other male other than Lord Ramchandra, her husband, her worshipable Lord. So at that time, when Ravana says, why don't you leave Lord Rama and accept me? Mother Sita just plucks a blade of grass and throws it on the ground. Our acharyas are so wonderful. They give reasons of what is that she is trying to communicate through this act. I mean, imagine somebody is just talking to you, negotiating, and you take a blade of grass and throw there. What does that mean? Mother Sita is a strong communicator. And through this blade of grass, she can communicate many things. So our acharyas, Govindaraj, and many others are giving tons and tons of commentary. And I'll just speak about how great communication is an aspect of Mother Sita. First, she's plucking this blade of grass and she's throwing it on the ground. One meaning of that is to say, you are a different male. You are not my husband. And I am not supposed to see you. So in the Vedic system, there used to be a veil or there used to be a screen, or the women used to stay inside the house. And if there is another man who is outside, they used to speak through this veil, or they used to speak through the screen. So she's putting this blade of grass to say, you are a different male who has kidnapped me. I don't need to see you. So let this blade of grass act as the screen so that my Vedic tradition of chastity is maintained. So this is one meaning of the blade of grass. Second meaning that she threw the blade of grass is to say, Ravana, you think you have great opulence? Because just minutes ago you mentioned, I will show you the kingdom of Lanka. I will show you the star-studded pillars. I will give you jewelry. I will give you your palace. I will give you various other things. You think these are your source of opulence? I am the source of all opulence. I am Mother Lakshmi. But all your opulence that you mention about, which is without devotion to Lord Ramchandra, is just like a blade of grass. It is of no value. So she threw the blade of grass to say, all the opulence that you are mentioning about Ravana is of no use. And the third reason why she threw the blade of grass is to say, do you know who my Lord is? He is Narsingadev. And my dear devotees, Narsingdev's appearance is coming. What a wonderful sequence of events. He is like a Narsingadev, like Narsingadev came from the pillar. Lord Rama can come right now, maybe from the blade of grass. So don't underestimate my Lord. My Lord can appear from anywhere. So this blade of grass I'm throwing you, he can appear even from there, just like Lord Narasimha. Because Lord Rama himself has said he just like Lord Narasimha. When Lakshmana was not giving him the bow and the arrow, Lord Rama said, I don't need bow and arrows. Angulyena, I can use the nails of my hand and kill Ravana within a second. Wait on, hold on a second. You are not supposed to bring your previous characters into this play. But Lord Ramchandra broke the character and mentioned, I can kill the Asuras just with my nail tips. This is there in Ramayana. Lord Ramchandra himself mentions. So Mother Lakshmi, Sita Devi knows. So she throws the blade of grass and says, he can come like Lord Narasimhadev out of this blade of grass and kill you, Ravana. So beware, don't take another step. Then Ravana is thinking, what is this blade of grass? Why is it thrown? Another commentator mentions that this blade of grass is nothing but is thrown and say, when Lord Ramchandra will come to Lanka, he will raise Lanka to the ground. Everything will be raised down. At that time, you will not have these palaces, this lapis lazulis, these crystals, these emeralds. Nothing will be there. And your entire palace will be raised to the ground. You will have no opulence. At that time, use this blade of grass to make a grass hut. You might need to live in small grass huts because Rama will, before killing you, he will, if you ask surrender, if you fall at his feet, he will excuse you. At that time, you would need some place to stay. So you can use this blade of grass. And then the another meaning is also the blade of grass. Look at her communication skills. She says, when you fall at the feet of Lord Ramchandra, when you fall at the feet and you are crawling yourself on the battlefield and you cannot run away from the battlefield, you'll be crawling. At that time, you will be crawling along with these grass tips. So you start eating grass now because this is going to be your future. Because when Lord Rama sets his foot on Lanka, it is going to be raised to the ground. You're going to be crawling on the ground. Another meaning she says is, this blade of grass, I am throwing it on the ground because, you remember, only an animal does not know what is right, what is wrong. And you are doing all wrong things. You are carrying another woman, a wife of another man, and you are abducting her. So you also do not know what is right or wrong. So you are like an animal. So start eating grass. She also says, remember Bali Maharaj? He was also a great Asura. And Shukracharya tried to stop good things from happening. So Vaman Dev used just a blade of grass. Vallabanuku pullum ayudam, says Kamban. For a great, wonderful person, a valorous person, a small blade of grass is also a weapon. And this is the same blade of grass which Lord Rama threw for Kakasura. In Uttar Ramayana, we see this. And the Asura had to travel all the places and fall at the feet of Lord Ramchandra, just that he threw a blade of grass. So just like Vaman Dev, just like the Kakasura, he was chased across the three worlds. Just a blade of grass is enough. So remember this blade of grass and stop communicating to me. And at last, she also mentions, this blade of grass is like my life. This blade of grass is inconsequential. Nobody wants to associate with the blade of grass. It is inconsequential. Why? Because the blade of grass, when it is outside, when it is plucked from Mother Earth, what is the value of the grass? Grass itself has no value. But when it's plucked outside Earth, when it doesn't have a standing, when it is not standing firmly on Mother Earth, what is the value? Similarly, I come out of the earth, but I'm like this blade of grass. My life has no value because the firm rooting to this earth is because Lord Ramchandra is there. So because Lord Ramchandra is there, my life has no value. So even if my life is without any value to Lord Ram, but I still surrender to Lord Ram, I will not surrender unto you. And she also thought, let me tell you one more reason, Ravana, why I am throwing this blade of grass. She didn't communicate, but these are all the meanings that she meant just by throwing the grass. She said, you have now come to Ashok Vatika, which is your place, but now I am residing here. So technically, when you come into this place, you are like a guest, and it is a Vedic custom. I should give a seat to a guest. So use this grass, the skusha grass, as a seat. So sit down and take notice that my Lord Ramchandra is great. Do not think that you can achieve anything by cajoling, by saying words, or by your opulence. This is the communication skills of Sita. And this is the depth of one verse of Ramayana to say, Mother Sita plucked the grass and threw it on the ground. So she is Avanija. She is born out of Mother Earth. She is Ionija. She is not born from the womb of anyone. She is Mother Sita, a strong communicator. She doesn't need any advocates to put her points through. She's good. She's capable. And she is the greatest chaste women amongst all women. She is counted as one. She is Janakanandini. She is the Jagan Mata. So we are very, very fortunate to be hearing and talking about Mother Sita from the pages of Ramayana, from the pages of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I thank each and every one of you, and I wish each and every one of you the greatest appearance day of Mother Sita. Glories of Sita Devi are many, many in nature, but time is short. But we could speak today about her glorious appearance from Ramayana. We could speak today about her communication skills, and we could also speak today about the various different aspects that she teaches us through her life. All glories to Sita Devi. And let us not forget another mother, Janava Mata, today as well, and also Madhu Pandit's disappearance. Thank you very, very much for giving me an opportunity here to speak. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidhvam satpurayantu tat. Yadatra saushubham kinchit tadguru revamenahi. If you found anything that is incorrect or mistakes, which could be many, you are all senior devotees, you are all learned panditas, please correct them. And if you found something which is good or which is the first time that you heard, and all those glories go to my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada and all the wonderful, wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas and the commentaries. None of those credits are mine. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any feedbacks, comments, critiques, questions, if I know, I will try to answer them. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ramayana ki jai, Sita Maiya ki jai, Sita Ram, Lakshman, Bhakta Hanuman ki jai.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji ki jai. What a wonderful session, Prabhuji. So, glorification of Sita Mata. And, Hare Krishna. Neetu Mataji, I think you are muted. Can you mute? Yeah. So, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nicely you explained, especially about this blade of grass. So many explanations which I've never heard, except that Sita Mata is mentioning that she is offering a seat to Ravan since he has come over there. So very nice. Others were all new for me to learn today. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for bringing that. Also, today we have raise hands. Shri Ishopanishad Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat.
Dandavats.
I just wanted to say thank you so very much for sharing so many examples of the blade of grass. Hari Bol, that is just wonderful. I was trying to write everything down that you had spoken about in reference to it. And you know what's really ironic? I always say, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. And then when you come and say all of this, I just really want to say thank you very much for sharing so much about Sita's opulence and her chastity. And you make us want to be more like that. Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ishopanishad Mataji. Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your
Hare Krishna.
such cheers as always, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I had two questions, and Prabhuji, your blade of grass thing, and that how Ramji can kill Ravan like Narsimhadi. That explanation was very wonderful, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have two questions. Can I ask you two questions?
Sure, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, one question was that Sita Mata's father, was he Vrishbhanu in last birth? I'm sorry for the silly question. Like she said that she was very grateful towards Janak Maharaj.
Yeah, Janaka's name was Siradduja, and he was also known as the king of Janakpuri. So he's called as Janaka. So I don't know his last birth name. I do not know. I have to check. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned his name is Siradwaja.
Okay.
Is that the question?
I mean to ask, yeah, no, Prabhuji, I mean to ask that was he Srimati Radharani's father, like father's incarnation?
No. There is no direct mention like that. We'll have to see the Shastras or Gaur Ganodesh Deepika or the other Deepika to see if there are any further incarnations in Krishna Leela and others. But not that I know directly of. I've not seen whether Vishabhanu and Janaka know. Does anybody know Priti Vilasini Mataji or Kirtida Sundari Mataji or anybody else to answer that question?
No, Prabhu. No direct reference.
Yes. So
Okay.
we'll find. We'll try to find Mataji. None that I know.
It's okay, Prabhuji. And one more question was, I'm sorry for the silly questions, Prabhuji.
No question
I
is silly,
had one more.
Mataji. No question is silly. These are all coming from the class, from our thoughts. So please ask questions. No problem.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my one more question was, you said that Sita Mata, she can solve all the problems of others, but she herself was tolerating the problems in Ashok Vatika. But Prabhuji, in the beginning, you were mentioning that she is not materialistic. She has a spiritual form, and Ravan cannot see her, and he cannot touch her. So how this is like contradictory? Like she was not present over there, but uh, but
So
how
in the
she was tolerating it.
so in the
That
Gaudiya
understand.
Parampara, we say that before the episode of Ravana kidnapping Mother Sita, so the original Sita is not the one who is kidnapped. It's the Chaya Sita, the shadow form of Sita. And there is backstories for that as well, who it is and Vedabati and who it is and why she wanted to take revenge with Ravana. So she's a Chaya Sita. She's a shadow Sita. So one who actually captured Sita was the Chaya Sita, who was captured. But she is playing the role of Sita in the pastime. And Lord Ramchandra gets back the original Sita after killing Ravana through the Agni Pariksha. When Agni Dev himself presents Mother Sita to Lord Ramchandra. So this pastime that we mentioned about is with the Chaya Sita, which I wanted to say that many people in the other sampradayas, they don't accept this thought process. They don't accept this commentary. But I was trying to draw a parallel with what Mahaprabhu mentioned, saying that no person who is materialistic in his eyes, and that means one who has lust, greed, anger, they can see Mother Sita and her original form. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement that we saw. So keeping that as a reference, we all know Ravana was materialistic in nature. So there is no way that he would have seen Sita Maya's original form. That means it confirms our Gaudiya Vaishnava's commentary that it might be Chaya Sita. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mention. So that is what I wanted to say. The other part that I wanted to mention about that she is the person to whom everybody goes to and asks or puts a complaint. The Ayodhya Vasis, we used to go to Mother Sita and say, injustice is happening to me, it is not right. So you need to show mercy. And she herself is sometimes banished outside the kingdom. She's going out and she has to face so many trials and tribulations, stay away from Lord Ram. So the one who solves others' problems is also willingly ready to take problems as sacrifice. So this is the second thing that I wanted to mention. Does it make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, yes. Very wonderfully you have explained my doubts, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and thank you for your wonderful lecture on
Thank you.
Sita Nami. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mother.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Divya Mataji. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please go ahead.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna. Kirtida Mataji, you are on mute, I guess. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Excellent session, Prabhu. Excellent. So many new things even I got to know today. So beautiful section. Just one question, one doubt. Maybe I may be wrong. You mentioned that when Janak Maharaj found Mother Sita, he was sowing the seeds. What I heard was that there was drought in Janak Maharaj's kingdom, and
Yes.
some rishi told him to plow, and then as soon as he found Sita, it started raining. Was he sowing the seed or was he plowing because...
It says, Samama Rishtva Narapatir Mushti Vikshep Tataparaha Pamshu Gunthita Sarva Agnim Vismito Janako Abhavat. So here he was saying that Vikshena Tatparaha, Vikshepa Tatparaha, which means who was absorbed in scattering handfuls of seeds.
So there was no drought as such, right?
No, even if there is a drought, the effort to, there will be always hope, right? And the king has to drive. So there will be always hope. So you'll always sow the seeds.
But ever mentioned about this?
Drought, I do not know. It is not being mentioned because this is all in a joyful manner. This is being mentioned. So the drought is not mentioned. Maybe in Ramcharitmanas or maybe Adhyatma Ramayana.
Yeah.
Because Adhyatma Ramayana also extensively mentions about this pastime.
Okay.
So maybe in Adhyatma Ramayana or Kamban we have to see. But here in Valmiki, it clearly says he was, Sita says, he was scattering handfuls of seeds.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. It was an excellent session. Somehow, hearing from you this Ramayana Katha always brings so much of joy, so much of bliss. So,
All
I
glories to
glorify
Prabhupada.
you,
Thank you,
Prabhu, our
Mataji.
glories to your Guru Maharaj, and glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Nishta Bhakti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. You have carried us from Mahaprabhu's Leela to Janak Maharaj's fields and then Ashok Vatika and gave so beautiful explanations of a blade of grass. I haven't heard them before. So my small question to you is, like when Hanumanji came to Mother Sita in Ashok Vatika, and he told her that I can carry you back, but she refused. So these kinds of shortcuts or elements we also get in our lives, and like if I would have been in a position, I would have easily taken this option. So how can we develop this kind of patience and determination, and also waiting for the Lord to come? So how can we develop this kind of attitude of Sita Mata?
So that's a very nice question, Mataji. So yes, this is true that Sita Mata did not take the offer because of many reasons. One, she wanted the Lord's plan to succeed. Second, she was worried that maybe the Rakshasas will attack Hanuman, and then he might drop her in the ocean, and the whole plot of killing Ravana will go astray. So there were many reasons why she said no. But the common theme that we try to understand is that there is always the plan of the Lord. But sometimes when we are in trouble and there is certain shortcuts that's coming our way, as you mentioned, because of our conditioned nature, we are unable to see the superior plan of the Lord, which is why we would like to render our ears to our seniors, um, spiritual master. In the absence of the spiritual master, the instructions of the spiritual master, constant hearing from the spiritual master, his Vani and Vapu will open up those chambers of our heart, which will, and intelligence, which will help us understand how to look at the shortcut, whether to accept it, whether not to accept it. So it will come when we are sincerely trying. Krishna also puts the effort, and the answers come our way. It is very, very practical. It is very, very practical. It comes our way. So, how to choose amongst the shortcuts and to keep the longer goal in the mind? We need to have active counsel. We need to have active listening from our spiritual master, from their Vani, and also discuss with senior devotees and take their counsel, because we are not on the plane of Mother Sita, who knows the larger purpose. We are still sadhana devotees, sadhaka devotees. So we would like to take help of other devotees, counsel, get our ears tweaked, and walk in the shadows and get ourselves in a more humble state, understand the larger um, plans of the Lord. That would be my answer, Mataji. We need to ask, we need to listen more to our spiritual master. You need to read Srila Prabhupada's books, and those answers will be there in those purports.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Priti Vilasan Mataji is here.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much, first of all. Very beautiful class, very interesting, and so nice that you picked out these specific verses about the birth of Sita. First, you started off with Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then you highlighted on these different verses that were spoken by Sita, by Janaka, and in general in various places about her birth. Thank you so much for this beautiful theme that you picked. Just to add to Kirtida Mataji's question and your answer, if you would, if it's okay. So, both in the Valmiki Ramayana as well as in the commentaries, it is mentioned that actually Janak Maharaj was plowing the field for a ritual purpose before starting a yajna. So it was a tradition to plow the field and then you start a yajna. And that is when, while plowing the field, it was also a Kamishti yajna, as per some commentators. And that is when Sita was found. So I think it can kind of blend the two answers, both of you, what you said. In one sense, it was a ritual for the sake of the country and for oneself. And in the process, during the ritual, when he plows the field, like you mentioned, Dasi Sita, while laying the seeds as a part of the ritual, that's when he found the child. Just wanted to add, and I put the reference in the chat.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. There you go, Kirtida Mataji. The entire repository of Ramayana information is open in front of us. Preeti Vilasni Mataji, thank you so much for bailing
Thank
me
you
out.
so much, Preeti. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for clarifying that. Yeah,
There's one,
Prabhuji, there is
one
one question in the chat. Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
Divya
Prabhu.
Mataji says, what should be our mood and most important thing to do if someday we get entrance in Ayodhya Dham? Very nice. I believe you are mentioning about the Ayodhya Dham, which is appearing in front of us in the, the material realm, which is spiritual in nature, of course, which we can see. So the first thing that we should do is be grateful for being present there. We should count our blessings and we should feel ourselves very, very fortunate to be there. And we should, the first thing that when we enter any dham, our mood should be that how can I enable others to take darshan first? How can I enable other living entities who are here, they get association of the Lord? We have always this mentality that we reach the dham and we are here to associate with the Lord. Let me go and take darshan. But we should always see that how we can encourage others to take darshan of the Lord and how we can help them. The second thing in how to cultivate the mood in Ayodhya is how can we spread the glories of the Lord Ram far and wide, which is by reading Ramayana, which is by understanding the mood of Ayodhya Vasis and understanding their reciprocation with Lord Ram. So staying there for a little longer time and watching what the real Ayodhya Vasis do and how they love Lord Ram and how Ramayana is part of their life, we can actually stay there and try to learn that intricacies. It's not about the fancy buildings and the new hotels and this. It's not about that. It's about going into that spiritual window and looking into how the Ayodhya live and how they have Ramayana in their daily life, trying to take a leaf out of that. So these two aspects, how to serve others and how to bring the instructions of Lord Ram, which is Ramayana, which we will understand that the holy name and the pastimes of the Lord, which is much, 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 much more relishable, and how we can be in touch with that. So these are the two things that I would suggest that we should try to cultivate when we get some entrance in Ayodhya Dham.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for such wonderful answer, Prabhuji. It's really helpful, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for asking that question. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for cultivating that mood, like how it should be when we enter the dham. And yes, there is one more question in the chat.
Yes.
Sri Upanishad Mataji is asking, from where you are reading this wonderful pastimes, actually. Actually, I wanted to ask, how come you're replying so calmly to all these questions? How to cultivate this mood also, Prabhu?
So, like our very dear to our heart, Haripashad Prabhu mentions quite often that Shastras enliven our heart. When we really like the Lord, anything about Him, everywhere, we would like to learn more and more about Him. So, reading the Shastras actually give us, it opens up all the different possibilities of it's beyond. I cannot put it in words that how many different angles of vision can be. It is like one pastime with million CCTV cameras, and all commentators are trying to put their rasa through. And reading that is so wonderful. It enlivens a person. It expands the thought process. It expands not only from a Jnana perspective, it also mellows down the heart. So if there is any glories in calmly answering, it is not mine. It is definitely the glories of the Shastras and the commentaries. To answer the specific question, I was reading from Valmiki Ramayana. I use this website source of valmikiramayana.net, which has got some genuine commentary from some Sri Vaishnavas and others. So I use this website for my reading of Valmiki Ramayana, verse by verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. But cultivating the mood of reading is really very challenging for a few of us. So that just give us your prayers and blessings so that we can also have that mood of studying the Shastras and understanding what the Acharyas say with a very peaceful mind and very calm mood. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
The best way is, Mataji, just to be a regular attendee. I am not a regular attendee of Bhakti Sanga Japa group. Every day, twice a day, you get this wonderful association and the association of Shastras with such great devotees. That's the best way to learn in the classes of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm just trying to hear attentively the class, how Parikshit was hearing Bhagavatam. So, and how Prahlad was hearing in the womb. So that attentiveness should be there, but still, for me, I'm saying I'm really very struggling that in hearing attentively also. But thank you so much, Prabhuji, for coming on the call today. And
thank you.
Yes, I don't find any more hand raise or questions in the chat, but everyone is glorifying your class, saying that it was very
All
wonderful.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, with your permission, anyone wants to say something? Someone unmuted. Okay. So, thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, with your permission, we can end the call here. Once again, we thank for your association today and very, very wonderful class. Vancha kalpatrupasya kripa sindhudeva
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कोटि वैष्णव टीम की जय। जय।